You can see the PowerPoint. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we see.
Okay. The threefold lotus, we call the threefold lotus, but this tradition, the three into the one, is the became from the it's come from the Tentai Master Chigi, Zinchi. It came more, because of the Tinti, the Lotus Sutra itself become more, combined with the other sutras. That is the innumerable meanings and also the sutra of contemplating the Bodhisattva universal sage. So therefore, three of the sutras became one, and then these were more, widely well known, the threefold Lotus Sutra. But its content itself said that the because the Lotus Sutra, in the Lotus Sutra at the beginning, it said that the innumerable means about innumerable means, and also the Sutra for contemplating the Bodhisattva universal state, we call that the Sangekyo. It also reflected the Lotus Sutra. That's why the three sutras are the one as we use. And then original name of the Sattvamas Pundarika Sutra is Wonders Dharma White Lotus Flower Sutra ですね。Pundarika is a white lotus flower ですね。Maybe the Shimon knows more well about the Lotus Sutra, Pundarika. Pundarika is still you use that word here, there.
Pundarika is basically a little formal, but
Uh-huh.
generally we use the Poddo Sutra. Poddo is also common,
Mm-hmm.
or Lotus Sutra. Pundarika is
Okay.
little formal Bengali or Sanskrit,
I see. I
but
see.
people can understand.
I see. Even though that people can understand that Pundarika. Pundarika means a white lotus flower でしょ
Pundarika is same as the lotus.
Lotus Sutra. Actually, in the Sanskrit, the Pundarika means the white lotus flower. And there is a red or other colors, but the Pundarika is especially the lotus flower whose color is white. And then the white lotus flower is the supreme one, the most important one that in the ancient in Indian ancient the cultures. Oh, so on the innumerable meanings and the Lotus Sutra, it was were preached at the Mount Igupi, Mount Gudarakta, Rajagriha, India. Rajgir, now we say that. And then it was when the Shakyamuni was 72 years old. That is a kind of the basic conditions. And then just before Lotus Sutra preached, innumerable meanings was preached. And the audience was the Shravaka's, Pratyeka, Bodhisattva, and others. And then, and also the Lotus Sutra itself is, preached when 80 years before he died. So that's why it is actually, we can know that the Lotus Sutra was before Lotus Sutra was preached when he was 72 years old, and then just before the Lotus Sutra, the innumerable meanings was preached. And on the other hand, the Sutra of Repentance and the Sangekyo was just 3 months before he died. Do you know that? Because the first page of the Universal Sage Sutra, 3 more months, I will enter Parinirvana. He said that. So that means that probably 79 years old, I think. And the audience was same as well. So let me briefly describe the chapter one of renewable means the virtuous practices um, outline. At the beginning, the Mount Igu peak. Mount Gudaratra, the Lotus Sutra, and Innumerable means the beginning of the chapter one. It described the Mount Gudaratra, and then introducing the audience and explaining the situation, and also the introducing a high virtuous bodhisattvas, and then praising that the Buddha's perfect virtue and his good practice to save all living beings by their disciples. Then, after that, the Buddha started to great futures in his body, and then praising his complete practice of the six parameter. That was all the outline of the innumerable meanings, chapter one, the virtuous practices. So now, please find that the place where I show that the quote. The first the quotation I picked up was the his 32 futures. Can you find that your Bengali translation? In English, this was the page from 6 to 8. How many, what the page is in the Bengali? Can you find that? Shimon, mute.
Page 6, around last line.
Oh, I see. So it is quite, interesting that the Buddha is one length and 6 feet tall, with the purple gold radiance emanating from all parts of his body and standing in a straight posture. I omit, and even when he entered the muddy water, he is not stained by mud and no dust remains. He possesses 32 such splendid features. This is the description of the 32 features of his body. But this is really, the basic, form of the Buddha. And then following into this, sentences, um, our Gohonzon is created. So therefore, the Daisedo, regardless his body, and in the Gohonzon's the length is 6.85 meters. So all the Buddha's statues became from this, the explanations. So this is quite important passage and the lines. The next quotation I did was the uh, page 10. He renounced everything hard to renounce, his property and wealth, his wife and child, and his kingdom and the palace. Omit, with deep wisdom, he has completely fathomed the faculties of living beings. It's page chapter 10, almost the last. Can you find that? Okay. This is quite, important, the part that the praising the Buddha. He gave up all attachment that ordinary human beings cannot discard. For instance, attachment not only to treasures but also to wives and children. He entered in the mind of all human beings and was able to see clearly the truth of matter. This also very important sentences. So please mark the your threefold Lotus Sutra. And also I quoted the last one. All of us together again bow our heads and take refuge in the one whose efforts have accomplished in such a difficult thing. Page 10. Can you find that? Okay, okay. I sincerely take refuge in your effort to finally attain the highest wisdom through the hardships and the sufferings that no ordinary human being could ever endure. This is the last words of the praise for the virtue of the Buddha. And then this is a quite interesting, and a very inspiring passage, I think. So just we a little bit go back to the second quotation I did. He renounced everything, had to renounce his property and wealth, his wife and child, and his kingdom palace, unsparing of his persons as of his possession. He would generously give his head, eye, mouth, and brain to other people. That is generosity. This is his 6 parameters, complete 6 parameters practice that it is described. Again, the keeping precept keeping. He has kept the Buddha's pure precept to avoid doing harm everyone, everywhere, even were it to cost him his life. Then next, even if someone came to hurt with them with sword or staff of or cause and insult him, he would never become angry. Forbearance. Exerting himself over many karmas, he has never become weary or lazy. Diligence. Focusing his thoughts day and night, and he has been constantly in meditation. And then studying all teachings of the way with deep wisdom, he has completely fathomed the faculty of living beings. That is wisdom. So maybe that you can write in your on the your Lotus Sutra, saying that this is really the expressions that the Buddha Shakyamuni completed the 6 parameters. That's a quite important passage. Maybe you will know that the entire Lotus Sutra, many expression. This expression has been formed for the sake of the Shravaka. The Shakyamuni taught the Four Noble Truths. For the Pratika Buddha, 12 causes and conditions, and the Bodhisattva, the 6 parameters. So that is why especially for the Hinayana, Mahayana, and then especially the Lotus Sutra leaders, we emphasize the 6 parameters rather than Four Noble Truths or 12 causes and conditions. Of course, we studied the Four Noble Truths, 12 causes and conditions, but more, we emphasize on the importance of the 6 parameters. So that's why Risshoku Sekai emphasizes the 6 parameters. And at the very beginning, the donation. Risshoku Sekai always emphasis on the donation. And then once we can do the donation, then they can do the following the precepts. So that's why Risshoku Sekai emphasizes the 6 parameters, especially the donations. Maybe you know that Shravakas are Pratika Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. And then when I came here, I really realized that the monks and nuns here are the Shravakas or Pratika Buddhas. So they really don't do the donation. Monks don't do that donation. Monks receive the donation. But Risshoku Sekai, in the case of the Risshoku Sekai, we donate everything. Even though that we are ministers, we make donations. Yeah, this is
In
quite.
Bangladeshi Buddhist monk, they also think they also receive donation. They don't give donation
Yeah, they
because
don't.
there is only one person. They leave the house and they expect duty, they expect the dharma. So that's why they will be receive only donation, but they don't give.
That's a very important point. That's a very important point. So for those who want to be Shravakas, he teaches that Four Noble Truths. For those who want to be a practical Buddhas, he teaches that 12 causes and conditions. And then for those who to be a Bodhisattva, he teaches the 6 parameter. That is an expression we can quite often find in the Threefold Lotus. So, but now when I came here, I realized that, okay, for those Theravada, he teaches that the Four Noble Truths and 12 Causes and Conditions. For the Bodhisattvas, for the Mahayana Buddhists, we teach that the six parameters, especially emphasis on the donations. So this is really, if we can read these, the expressions of the Lotus Sutra in the context of the Theravada country, Theravada tradition, I really, quite well understood, quite understand. That's quite interesting there. So, okay, a little bit, I forgot to tell you that this is really important words that the last words of the Innumerable virtuous practices. I sincerely take refuge in your effort to finally attain the highest wisdom through the hardships and the sufferings that no ordinary human beings could ever endure. And it's quite interesting that our present guidance in August, I received the text, Japanese text yesterday, and he really, emphasized the praising the others, and then this is important passage for Rishoko Sekai. Means we ordinary human beings praise the people's result or outcome. Okay, for instance, if your children had a good mark at the test of the school, maybe that you are very praising your children, right? But important things is whether they're good mark or bad mark, but what they had endured, what they had made an effort. We praise that the people's effort, not only the result. Or moreover, rather than a result or outcome, we praise that their people's effort. This is really, Rishoko Sekai's way. So, I mean, on the Hosa session, when we become, the Hosa Shu or master of the Hosa, do we do that? We always, evaluate their result, evaluate their outcome. But we more will focus on the effort of the people who, even though their outcome, their result was bad, but this is really, kind of the way of Rishoko Sekai holds us. Shomen-san, Shimon-san, do you do
Yeah.
that? Do you praise that the people's effort? That's good. That's good. I mean, this is quite, we have to, never forget that this, way of the praising the others. So this is quite important. Okay. So I want to conclude that my lecture today this is really, I inspired the founder said lifetime beginner. I want all of you to read at least a part of the Threefold Lotus Sutra daily. Even a few lines are enough if you are very busy, but try to read the entire sutta once a month. If you do this, in 3 or 4 years, you will make new spiritual discoveries within yourself. These discoveries will be an inspiration to you and will bring great light and good tidings into your life. I like this, the part of his writings. I mean, so probably since I almost 40 years, when I started reading the Lotus Sutra, when I was 18 years old, just a university student. And then probably every day I continued the Lotus Sutra reading. So I don't know how many times I completed, probably nearly 2,000 times I completed the reading. So, but now since I came here, so I practice the Thai recitations, but it's very hard. So therefore, I read that the Thai Kyoden in the mornings in my apartment. Yeah? And then, but evening I read that the translations. I read that the Threefold Lotus Sutra in English. So therefore, since I came here, that I don't really read that the Japanese Lotus Sutra, but I read that the English Lotus Sutra. So, but especially we staff members, we Kyomin-san, we are Kyonbucho-san, we are Shibucho-san. Um, we have to forget at least one line or one page or a couple of pages. We have to continue the Lotus Sutra readings every day, every day. So this is really the important, and this is because of the Rishoko Sekai. If the Rishoko Sekai member don't read the Lotus Sutra, I mean, it's not really a Rishoko Sekai practice. So please, I want to share this, way of thinking ideas with you that I really, believe this is really important. はい。The Kolkata's Gohonzon ですね。Very beautiful, very beautiful. I hope that you have to read that thousand, threefold lotus Sutta in front of them, in front of this Buddha, ne? And then, so I hope that this, Buddha statue become more brilliant, more, bright, ですね. That I think. So, Shomen, please send me the Gohonzon pictures of the Kolkata to me. Sometimes I want to use that. This is very beautiful, actually.
It's
Two
very
years ago.
beautiful, yes.
Yeah. It was the 2 years ago, right? Installed.
Yes, 2 years,
That's very beautiful.
4 months, 2 years and 4 months.
Mhm. Okay. Anyway, so this was what I prepared. Did you have any reflections? Please share your impression that today's lesson っていうか、learning ですね。Did you find a new?
This is very this is very easy to understand to entrance the Lotus Sutra. So it's very very much good for us when new member who join this seminar, they also more understand. It's very easy to learn and entrance to the Lotus Sutra, and they also make their more curiosity to learn the Lotus Sutra more and more. I think it's very good lesson plan for us and very initiative.
I mean, probably reading the explanation. I mean, the Buddhism for today, the Panda's book. That would be good. But if I read it, probably it's a quite important text, but more, um, 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 more, how to say, but quoting that important passage from the Lotus Sutra makes more people to understand, and then more encourage the people to read that or more become familiar with the Lotus Sutra itself. That I think that. So I sent the Shomen and also the Shumon that the quotations, the list of the quotations. Maybe those quotations, maybe the people who learn the Lotus Sutra, we teach them that the quotations and then um, mark them, let them mark their sutra. Then they are more, interested in reading the Lotus in a daily basis. That I think that. So maybe the three of us, we can start, such a, co-learning ですね。That would be good ですね。How about the Shimon? Shimon?
Thank you very much. Though you have like shared those documents beforehand, and from the very beginning time, you always like focus on the main points as per the founder's guidance. So those lines are quite familiar with us. We are working on it, and also now the thing is that we must deepen our understanding of whole Lotus Sutra. Then this point will be like really easy to share with others. And it was very, very easy to understand and also authentic. So and daily life, it's connected, like it's a like you said that if it is not connected with daily life, it has no meaning. That is very true of Buddhism. So yes, let us connect with our daily life and find the merit and share.
Yeah. Thank you very much. This is a very good time for me, actually. So I taught in the Japanese and I taught in English and then translated in the Thai. So I have two lectures every month, and so but also that I can speak more without translation. We can speak more directly in English with you. So that would be a more good, inspiring for me. So thank you for taking a time for, to join that with our lecture. So maybe, may I continue that once a month or something?
I think, please, I think you may continue. I think if possible, if Shobhan-san can arrange time, then if you have time, let us do. If Shobhan-san can also manage time, so I will definitely arrange some time during this time. This time basically I don't have such schedules. So so if you find, otherwise 1 month will be like little long. Anyway, you can decide.
Is it very easy when we want a discussion three, we are three together. That's why we don't know our Kyokai-san schedule and Mr. Shumon-san schedule. So it's very easy to, when we decide that class and after next class when we will be join, I think it's very easy for us.
So, yeah.
Next month, which day or which date you want to do?
Let me check that in my diary.
May I stop the recording? No, I think.
And no need now.
Okay. May I stop the recording now? May I stop the recording now?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.